Hi everyone, Nick Chase here for PCTV Reports, out here again to give you another outdoor highlight, where I take you to some of the best outdoor recreation sites that Utah has to offer. And today I've traveled about a mile up Millcreek Canyon to show you the Desolation Trail. The Desolation Trail is a moderate in difficulty trail spanning about 1,300 feet in elevation gain over about 2 miles. I'm super excited to hit this trail. Also, it's worth it to note that the Millcreek Canyon does have a day usage fee, so when you come to enjoy the Desolation Trail, I'd recommend bringing some cash with you to support our public lands. All right, let's go check the trail out. All right, everyone, well, after hiking the trail for a little bit, I think I've got some really great stuff to say about Desolation Trail. Just minutes after starting the trail, you pick up on what kind of trail hike this is definitely gonna be. You're surrounded by so many coniferous trees that there's almost zero exposure. You definitely understand you're in a canyon at that point. This remains through most of the hike. Very few times do you have moments of exposure that are unbearable, that you would need a lot of sunscreen for, that you just can't take. It's a very casual hike as far as that's concerned. In addition to this, the trail is also comprised of some very shallow switchbacks. None of them are very steep at all, making it a lot more casual. That being said, the switchbacks definitely increase in steepness as you go up the mountain, so just be aware of that, pace yourself along the way. I think another thing worth noting about this trail is the steep drop-offs that happen on one side or the other of the trail. These steep drop-offs can prove to be a little treacherous at times, so make sure that if you bring any dogs or children, you keep an eye on them and definitely put your dogs on a leash. With those steep drop-offs also comes some sketchy footing. At times the trail is scoured by tree branches or the occasional rock cropping. Because of this, make sure you watch your footing an extra amount, and you might want to bring some decent hiking boots along with you as well. As far as animal life goes, don't expect to see much because of those treacherous steep drop-offs. But what the trail lacks in animal life, it makes up for in vegetation and foliage. The foliage at times feels so all-encompassing, so surrounding, you can't help but feel a sense of place and feeling almost one with the outdoors. One interesting thing about the vegetation that I've seen here that I don't see as much in Utah is that destructive power of nature. There are so many fallen trees and so many fallen logs, I actually lost count on the way up here. It's almost this sort of humbling experience that reminds you of the destructive yet somehow beautiful power of nature. The last thing I'd like to bring up about this trail is the views, because they are spectacular. And not only are the views spectacular, but they are consistent through about the entire majority of the hike. And finally, once you get to the overlook portion, you can see the entire canyon and pieces of the Salt Lake Valley that makes for the most beautiful and breathtaking sunset I've seen on any trail to date. With all this in mind, I cannot recommend the Desolation Trail enough. It is completely gorgeous in every sense of the word. Well, everyone, that wraps it up for today's outdoor highlight. I hope you enjoyed this one just as much as I did, and I hope I've inspired you to come check out the Desolation Trail and everything that the Millcreek Canyon has to offer. For PCTV Reports, I'm Nick Chase. Back to you guys in the studio.